It just really bugs me that you do nothing about your weight. I know it's not been easy for you with your knee pain, but you gotta do something. I don't find belly fat attractive. You know that.
He stood up and walked away. Susan felt sick to the pit of her stomach. Her husband's words felt like knives piercing her heart. She was a slender 135 pounds when they got married, and in the 7 years since her son was born, she'd blown up to nearly 200 pounds. She was scared that her husband Mark would meet a skinny girl at work and have an affair. Things were so tense between them, they decided to take a vacation to sunny Florida with their son Jordan. Susan was sitting near the hotel pool when suddenly,
Mommy, help!
Her son was sinking, splashing his arms, powerless in the deep end of the pool. She jumped up and ran as fast as her legs would take her. But Susan couldn't run fast enough. The weight around her waist, her thighs, and her hips slowed her down. Sharp pain erupted from her left knee like fireworks. As Susan collapsed on the ground, her heart pounding like a rock hammer, she knew it was too late. She keeled over, gasping for breath, pain crushing her chest, and suffered a devastating heart attack on the spot. What happened next is shocking and painful for me to tell, but what we didn't know at the time was that this event would lead to the discovery of a mysterious weight loss solution. A breakthrough which caused Susan Atlee, a 45-year-old dental assistant from near St. Louis, Missouri, to suddenly lose 33 pounds of fat in just 28 days. And she would then go on to lose a further 21 pounds in the weeks that followed, going from this to this. Without exercise, without even dieting, she slashed her high blood pressure and cholesterol levels, and she tightened up her skin, leading her to look 10 years younger. And a few short weeks after, Susan woke up oozing a new self-confidence and happiness she hadn't felt since her 20s. Friends and family members were stunned by her new slim and toned body. Susan didn't use any of the methods that are so heavily promoted by the weight loss industry. The powerful fat-burning solution that she stumbled on is not a diet, is not a workout, is not a supplement, is not some weight loss gadget. It's not like anything you've seen before. The truth is, you don't know about this simple, natural solution because it's been hidden from the public since it was discovered. It will shock you to discover the ingredients in the formula that melted away her excess body fat so fast. A solution that came from the most unexpected source. A 3,000-year-old unusual tonic that dates right back to the time of the ancient native tribes of Japan. This tonic comes from an island where obesity is unheard of and where men and women have the longest life expectancy in the world. You take this tonic for its astonishing fat-burning benefits, as well as for the immense energy punch it delivers. Why is it so powerful? Simple. It targets the single root cause of belly fat, a minute protein in your blood that blocks your metabolism and causes inflammation, brain fog, and chronic fatigue. And it increases each year you age, meaning if you don't target it now, it'll only get worse. When you target this protein with a small cup of a powerful tonic I'm going to reveal to you in a few minutes, you'll activate your master fat-burning hormone, which converts the food you eat to energy instead of storing it as fat cells. This is what 44-year-old Alejandra from Connecticut did. She got rid of the fat on her back, lower belly, and arms using this formula. She feels so happy she can fit into her clothes from 10 years ago, and she has twice the energy she did before. And take a look at Dalton from New Jersey. He used this science-based breakthrough to reverse symptoms of diabetes type 2 and high blood pressure, and he melted away 36 pounds from around his belly, neck, and love handle areas. His doctor was in shock about how he did it so fast. And here's Rena from Texas. She wanted to lose as much belly fat as possible for a family reunion, but she couldn't exercise because of whiplash in her neck. Here's what happened after 5 weeks of following this protocol. And here's what Rena wrote to me. Dear Mike, I'm very grateful that I stumbled upon your video. My life has been transformed since I lost 38 pounds. It feels great to look in the mirror these days. LOL. I was skeptical about it working at first, but thank God I tried. The part that worked best was when you show the easy formula at the end of your video. Thank you so much. When you drink this tonic once a day before 10 a.m., you burn fat cells every night, resulting in breathtaking weight loss of up to a pound of fat a day. Your food is transformed into energy that surges through every cell in your body. You become as sharp as a razor blade as your brain lights up. You start to look as much as 10 years younger than your real age. You can clean out dangerous plaque from your arteries. Those are just some of the benefits. And I know you may feel a little skeptical when I tell you that drinking a simple daily tonic while following a few nutritional tips can do all this for you. I felt that way too. But stick with me for a minute, and I'll show you the science behind this breakthrough formula that is unlike anything else. It comes from overseas, and a brilliant doctor revealed it to me. You can be 100% sure you've never heard about it before. And make sure you pay close attention, because in a couple of minutes, I'll also reveal leaked insider information that blows wide open the deceptive methods of the weight loss industry. The one food most people believe is healthy that furs your arteries and causes dangerous cravings. The 3 warning signs that show you're at risk of a sudden heart attack from standing up too fast or from running to save your child, like Susan. Had Susan known about these warning signs, she would never have suffered from a near-fatal heart attack. Now look, before we get to that, you should know that I'm going to upset some people with what I reveal to you. Some greedy executives in the weight loss industry are already furious with what I'm about to tell you and are arming their lawyers right now. So make sure to listen to every word I say until the end of this video and pay close attention. This is critical information for anybody suffering from belly fat. Quite simply, you cannot afford to miss this. Before I get to the solution, I should tell you about myself. My name is Mike Banner. I'm a firefighter from Birmingham, Atlanta, and I'm also Susan's brother. What happened that day with my nephew Jordan was far too close for comfort. Myself and my wife Linda were on vacation with Susan and her husband Mark down in Clearwater, Florida with our kids. We were enjoying our stay at a hotel with a nice big pool. That day was hot, and we were chatting and relaxing in the shade a short walk from the pool as the kids played nearby. Only we hadn't noticed that Jordan, Susan and Mark's 7-year-old son, was in the water and edging toward the deep end. Now, this boy could swim, but in the past few months, he'd gained 10 pounds of fat, which is a lot of weight for a little guy to put on. We thought he'd be okay in the pool, but we were wrong. He was sinking in the deep end, and Susan, who was out of shape herself, was too slow to get to him in time. When I saw what was happening, I kicked into action, ran to the pool to dive in, and dragged Jordan out of the water to safety. But what I didn't see was that Susan had collapsed, clutching at her chest. She got struck by a sudden heart attack and keeled over to everyone's shock and disbelief. I was able to start CPR, but I'll be forever grateful to the paramedics who arrived in record time that day. We prayed for Susan's life that night. Young Jordan prayed to God for a miracle. He just wanted to wake up the next day, see his mommy, and give her a big hug. "Please don't die, Mommy," he asked God. "It's too early for you to go." And maybe God heard Jordan's touching prayers because Susan made an amazing recovery that night. And not only that, you'll be stunned to hear about her weight loss breakthrough that took place soon after. I'll tell you about it in just a minute. Before I do, there's something super important you should know, and it's that the fat on Susan's body was choking the life out of her heart. Susan had an appointment with Dr. Tamaki, a cardiologist from Japan, soon after her near-fatal heart attack. He was in the U.S. for 3-month placement, nearing the end of his stay. He told Susan that her extra weight, especially around the belly, meant that she was at permanent severe risk of a heart attack or a stroke that could kill her without warning at any minute. She had to lose at least 30 pounds in 2 months to reduce this risk. And what he revealed next changed our lives forever. He said the root cause of her lethal deep fat was a little-known inflammatory protein that millions of men and women are unaware of. Dr. Tamaki told Susan that this inflammatory protein was originally only seen in people who had been exposed to smoke inhalation, but now it was present in almost every overweight man and woman's blood. This protein makes it impossible to lose belly fat because it blocks your master fat-burning hormone, adiponectin. And what's more, he said, you'll be at high risk of heart disease, cancer, diabetes type 2, debilitating arthritis, Alzheimer's disease, diseases that are on the increase and are causing millions of good men and women to drop dead like flies. The scientific name for it is C-reactive protein, or CRP. Dr. Tamaki told Susan that CRP damages your mitochondria, which means your body can't break down your nutrients into energy. And not only does it stop you getting energy from food, but it traps your body in survival mode. And when the body is stuck in survival mode, it shuts down your master fat-burning hormone and forces you to cling on to fat cells, making it impossible for you to shed them. And this is why it's the leading cause of belly fat. Being just a few pounds overweight increases your CRP levels even more, meaning it only gets worse and increases your chance of a sudden heart attack unless you act immediately. High CRP levels are caused by foods that most people believe to be healthy, and there's no medical treatment for it that doesn't have horrific side effects. But the good news is that when you target it with what I'm about to show you, you can switch off CRP almost instantly. When you do that, you'll activate your most powerful fat-burning hormone, cut up to a pound of deep belly fat each day, and you'll instantly enhance your health and energy levels. Susan was a little surprised and skeptical when she heard this, even though it was coming from a highly qualified doctor. She didn't know that belly fat was so dangerous and put you at permanent risk of a heart attack or stroke. She'd never heard of this lethal cause of weight gain. Why didn't doctors from the U.S. ever talk about it? She asked. Dr. Tamaki smiled and replied that Western doctors knew all about C-reactive protein and how it caused obesity and other diseases, but they were trained to provide drugs to manage symptoms and not to target the causes. This is why the weight loss and pharma industries are worth billions of dollars. In Okinawa, an island off Japan, it was quite standard for doctors to lower CRP using a special blend of antioxidant herbs and foods to resolve a laundry list of health conditions. And that is why Okinawa has the lowest obesity levels, the lowest dementia levels, almost no diabetes type 2, and the longest life expectancy on the planet. In Okinawa, 2 out of 3 people live to the age of 97. Susan didn't know that she could target belly fat with anything except the diet and exercise method she'd always struggled with due to her knee pain. She had been skeptical, but now she started to think it all made sense. Nothing they'd tried had ever made the slightest difference. No diet, no workout plan, and no supplements. Susan had tried Nutrisystem, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, keto, and paleo diets. Her and Mark had both tried the Insanity and P90X workouts, but gave up after 2 weeks because of the sharp pains in their knees. Dr. Tamaki said that when she did target CRP, she could go ahead and eat her favorite foods, such as pizza and chocolate desserts, and still melt the excess fat from her belly, buns, and hips at an astonishing rate. This is because when you target CRP, you activate the most important fat-burning hormone, adiponectin. Adiponectin lowers blood glucose levels and breaks down fat cells at a rapid rate. When it's at optimal levels, weight loss becomes much easier. Susan wasn't sure because she'd always believed you needed to go on a diet and restrict calories to lose weight. Dr. Tamaki kindly told her that no diet or exercise plan in the world would help her lose a single pound of fat if she had high levels of CRP. But what he said next made Susan very curious. He told her there was a unique blend of foods and herbs that incinerates belly fat. In Okinawa, Japan, doctors recommend a special formula of foods and herbs that instantly activate dormant fat-burning hormones. When you do the same, you'll burn fat cells very fast without exercise, no matter your age. You could lose up to 1 pound a day for 30 days with this Okinawa formula, he said. Japanese doctors and dietitians would ask their patients to take this formula once a day before 10 a.m., and it had an incredible success rate. Patients of all ages, from 18 to 80 years old, would melt away belly fat in a few weeks. What's more, they'd reverse their symptoms of diabetes type 2, lower blood pressure and cholesterol, and improve heart health. And that's not all, because 95% of these patients experienced improved brain and memory performance and greater energy levels. Remember, this tiny protein in your blood is the root cause of belly fat, inflammation, and chronic fatigue. Once you target it, you can melt fat at an astonishing rate by jump-starting your main fat-burning hormone, adiponectin. Adiponectin is a bit like an internal traffic cop for your fat cells. When it's switched on, it tells your body to use fat as energy instead of storing it around your waist, back, buns, and thighs. When it's switched off, it's like the traffic cops are off duty. Your fat cells are stuck in gridlock and get stored in your problem areas. Susan wanted to know if there was a new medical treatment that could help her. Dr. Tamaki shook his head. No medical treatment will help without giving you severe side effects, such as mental confusion and liver damage, he said. But there is something else you can try. Before he could go any further, another doctor arrived to call Dr. Tamaki away to see another patient urgently. But as he left the hospital room, he suddenly turned around and scribbled something on a scrap of paper. He said to Susan, "You nearly lost your child and your life with your heart attack. And one thing you must know is that you don't deserve it. It's not your fault." Handing the scrap of paper to them, he said, "I have to return to my country soon. If you don't see me again, send an email to this address." When Susan and Mark left the hospital, they felt better because they finally understood the causes of these dangerous health issues that had been destroying their lives for years. The belly fat, the joint pain, the chronic low energy, why their son Jordan had gained 10 pounds, why their marriage was suffering so much. All they had to do was use Dr. Tamaki's formula, and they could lose as much weight as they wanted. You could lose 1 pound a day or 8.5 pounds of fat a week, Dr. Tamaki had said. Something very important that you should know was that Susan didn't seem so out of shape. She didn't even know she was at risk of sudden death from standing up too fast. And this is why I'm telling you this now. Because you may have these symptoms without being aware of it either. You may have deep visceral fat that chokes the life out of your heart, which is why it's critical that you do what I say in this video. With what I'm about to show you, you'll target the single root cause of deep fat in 24 hours. When you do that, your fat will fall off your body with almost no effort. You may be thinking you've seen it all before when it comes to weight loss, but I promise you, you've never seen this in your life. See, this fat-melting solution I'm about to show you is nothing like your typical intense workout or detox diet. It's something completely different, and you can be sure you've never seen before. It's not available in stores or online anywhere, but if you do what I say in a minute, you can do it yourself from home. Make sure you listen to what I'm about to tell you, because the truth of the matter is, the weight loss industry pumps out despicable lies to mislead you, to try to keep you overweight and sick as long as possible. Susan and Mark and their innocent son Jordan all fell for these deceptive tricks. It nearly ended their marriage as they grew fatter, sicker, and lower in energy. They were weeks away from filing for divorce. And yet, following the weight loss industry's advice was the root cause of the problem. Susan and Mark were shocked to learn that the health and diet foods they were eating were actually increasing the fat buildup. One example was the prepared weight loss shakes they took that are marketed as a health food. Some of these shakes contain dangerous trans fats that fur your arteries and force you to store fat cells. They also generate uncontrollable cravings. And that's why it's so important for you to target your belly fat using this formula instead. When you take the Okinawa Flat Belly Tonic before 10 a.m. once a day, your body will force fat cells to melt to release harmful toxins and shrink your belly. Stick with me because I'm about to share the fat melting formula with you. To know how to use this formula, you have to remember what Dr. Tamaki said. Levels of the C-reactive protein shoot through the roof when you inflame your lungs from inhaling smoke. The reason this is important is because a couple of decades back, when I was a young firefighter, I saw this very formula in action. At the time, I used to work the pipes with Dempsey, a brave but overweight rookie who I'd taken under my wing. After we tackled a blaze one night, Dempsey inhaled some toxic smoke and suffered from severe coughing fits and fatigue. And one old-timer firefighter, Greg, knew exactly what to do. He told us Dempsey's coughing was the type of dangerous smoke from an older building that filtered through gas masks, inflaming Dempsey's lungs. It would take months or even years for him to recover if nothing was done about it fast. Greg, who grew up in a Native American village, brewed an unusual drink from a mix of berries and leaves for Dempsey. We thought this was a strange old remedy at the time, but it seemed to instantly fix the dangerous irritation inside Dempsey's body. And what happened next was astonishing. Dempsey's belly fat that hung out over his belt started to shrink. After 3 or 4 days of drinking Greg's strange drink, we could already see that Dempsey was losing weight fast. He'd always be tightening his belt. It got to the point where his belly was shrinking so fast, I wanted to take him to see a doctor about it. Dempsey was a guy who couldn't even lose his belly fat when he worked out every day. But about 4 weeks later, Dempsey had suddenly become one of the leanest, fittest guys in the fire station. He'd lost 20 pounds of stubborn flab from his belly and love handles. At the time, we just thought he was doing a starvation diet, but Dempsey later told me he was eating all his favorite foods, such as fries, cheeseburgers, and beer, and it was the special drink that melted his fat away so fast. When he took that drink every morning, he felt great and was full of energy, bright-eyed, and ready for the job at any time. I remembered this entire incident after Susan came back from the hospital. But I had no way of contacting Dempsey. The clock was ticking, and I knew at that point I had to do something. There had to be a way to target this dangerous blood protein, or my sister could lose her life, and young Jordan would lose his mommy. Dr. Tamaki had returned to Japan, so I urgently sent an email to the address that he gave me earlier. I waited 3 days for a response, but none came. So that weekend, I got to work like a man possessed, researching medical journals in a library nearby. After a few hours, I finally stumbled on a book and a couple of journals where I found out more about C-reactive protein. In one of the journals, scientists reviewed 7 different studies proving that C-reactive protein was the single common factor in every type of obesity because it shuts down adiponectin, the most important weight loss hormone. In another journal, I found out that CRP was present in almost every person with diabetes type 2, high blood pressure, arthritis, and other dangerous diseases that are killing millions of people. But even if doctors and researchers knew this much, they never mentioned once how to target this dangerous inflammatory blood protein. Instead, every single article on CRP in those medical journals finished with a note about how a big pharma company was working on a new obesity drug that looked promising but was still at least a few years away. And this made me mad. Dr. Tamaki had said that in Japan, they would target CRP and jumpstart the master fat-burning hormone using a natural mix of foods, herbs, and spices. Scientists could wipe out the single root cause of obesity and multiple lethal diseases in months if they published this information today. And no medical journal wanted to talk about it? Then I remembered what Dr. Tamaki said. In Western countries, the treatment focuses only on drugs to manage symptoms once they're present. They never fix the root cause. And after 3 full days and 7 evenings of research, I had gotten nowhere. What could I do about my sister? How long would her heart hold out? I still hadn't received a reply in 3 weeks from the email I sent to Dr. Tamaki. I knew that I could choose to get mad about that too. But if there's one thing being a firefighter has taught me, it's you should never give up. Always keep your head up. Stay positive. I went to my email inbox and was about to look for Dr. Tamaki's contact details when I suddenly noticed a new message had arrived from an anonymous email address. It had no subject line, and inside the email message, it just said, "For review." I opened it, and attached to the email were a bunch of PDF documents. Maybe this was Dr. Tamaki's way of getting back to me anonymously. So I carefully opened the first PDF file. It seemed to be a scanned image of a medical study. The first thing I noticed was that it said "confidential, not for release to public," printed in red capital letters across it. A secret medical study that wasn't for public release? Did this mean that it held some key information that could hurt shady drug companies' profits? My heart beating faster, I quickly downloaded all the attached PDFs from the anonymous email and printed them out. All of the studies were related to C-reactive protein in the body and how scientists had done plenty of testing on it. The purpose of their studies had been to find a new drug to target obesity. The scientists wanted to develop a super pill that allowed people to eat as much as they wanted of any kinds of foods and stay slim. They'd studied the ancient diet of the natives in Okinawa, where Dr. Tamaki came from, as well as the diets of native tribes in Bolivia. In the experiments, scientists discovered a super powerful food substance called anthocyanins. Foods and drinks with high levels of anthocyanins are red cabbage, green tea, and spinach. One report explained exactly how to combine these powerful natural substances to destroy belly fat. Scientists had tested 140 different combinations of anthocyanins from different foods and had come up with one potent combination that blew away everything else in terms of results for weight loss. This one mix of anthocyanins had an astonishing effect on destroying fat cells. It also helped reduce symptoms of practically every major modern disease in the Western world, such as diabetes type 2, heart disease, and high cholesterol. This potent natural mixture actually heated up fat cells and caused them to be released as pure energy. For the men and women in the study, it was as though they were doing an intense workout, when in reality, they could be lying on the couch watching TV. The pharma companies were going to base their new obesity pill on this natural formula and patent it to make billions of dollars. When I read this secret report, I felt dizzy, and my heart started pounding in my chest. I was nervous, but very excited. I could finally save my sister's life with a proven, potent, natural blend. Here it was. The solution was right in front of me. All I had to do was mix the right foods, herbs, and spices they listed in the study together with some water, and she would take it once a day. I called Susan, my hands shaking, and told her what I'd found. Susan's first reaction was excitement, like me. She had an idea of what this mind-blowing breakthrough could do for her. She imagined how her life would be transformed with effortless weight loss, a flat, toned belly, waking up from the deepest and most reinvigorating sleep every morning, and being free of all pain in her back and joints. She imagined the new burst of confidence. She imagined the feeling of pure happiness as she'd walk down the street on a beautiful spring day. How she'd be able to wear her favorite clothes again. How she could look great and feel sexy at the beach in her bikini, and how she could start swimming at the pool again. But as a cautious person, Susan still felt skeptical that this would really work. It all seemed so simple, and yet she'd believed for years that losing fat was a complicated, tough process. She reminded me about the osteoarthritis in her left knee and how it jarred with pain whenever she tried to exercise. Doing any intense workouts would be impossible for her. But then she felt that she could trust Dr. Tamaki. And it was true that Okinawa, where he came from, was the healthiest place in the entire world with the lowest rates of obesity. She thought she should give it a try, as she had nothing to lose and nothing else worked. The potent tonic destroys fat cells, eliminates toxins from your body, enhances energy, sleep, and brain power. But just before I tell you what it is, I want you to know about these 3 warning signs putting you at risk of a deadly heart attack if you stand up too fast. The first warning sign that Susan ignored for months before her heart attack was that she became bloated after meals and suffered from water retention. You may think bloating is normal or a reaction in your gut to the food you've just eaten, but in fact, bloating and water retention can be caused by the kidneys struggling to remove the sodium and water from your body. And this is a sure sign of heart disease, leading to a potential heart attack in just months, weeks, or even days. Susan had 2 other warning signs. Firstly, she often felt lightheaded or dizzy sometimes, especially after standing up. Feeling lightheaded when you stand up can mean your heart isn't capable of pumping blood around your body to your head fast enough. Your heart is being choked and constricted by suffocating fat around it. It can't pump as it should. Secondly, Susan also suffered from swollen ankles and feet. Again, her heart couldn't do its job right. It couldn't pump blood fast enough anymore. Blood was backing up in her vessels, forcing her ankles to swell like a blocked hosepipe. If you have just 5 or 10 pounds of belly fat or more, and you've noticed any of these 3 warning signs at any time at all, then alarm bells should be ringing by now. And the solution I'm about to give you could save your life. Susan felt like she'd been in a dark room for years, and somebody had suddenly switched on the light. The simple formula Dr. Tamaki had sent us would target the inflammatory protein directly, unlocking her powerful natural ability to incinerate fat. When I made the tonic for Susan that same day, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I mixed some simple ingredients I got from the store, and away we went. I was expecting some bitter, bad-tasting brew that we'd had to hold our noses for, but it tasted pretty good. Now, I have to admit, I'm usually the most skeptical guy in the room. And even if it had been scientifically proven that this strange mix of natural ingredients melts belly fat, I was far from being convinced. But the very next day, after drinking it for the first time, Susan texted me. "Hey Mike, I've lost an inch from my waist," she wrote. But I didn't want her getting her hopes too high, so I stayed cool about it. "That's fine," I replied. But just 2 days after that, she called me, excited. "Hey Mike, I've shed 4.5 pounds in just 3 days. Is this normal?" I wanted to get excited for her, but again, I had to hold back. Susan had to lose at least 35 or even 45 pounds, and we were nowhere near that. "Just keep doing what you're doing," I said, taking a deep breath to stay calm. You have to know that even at this point, I wasn't convinced. See, I'm the kind of guy who has to see something work before my eyes to actually believe it. Like so many people, I was sick of the fad diets that gave people so much hope, only for them to be crushed with disappointment. But I was about to see the proof when Susan invited us around for a barbecue. It had been just 3.5 weeks since she started drinking her daily tonic. And when I opened the door, I was not ready for what I was about to see. The first thing I noticed was her face, how it had become slimmer, and she'd lost her double chin. Then I looked down and saw the new slim yoga pants she was wearing, her t-shirt that revealed her midriff. Her skin had firmed up, her eyes looked brighter, and her voice sounded so energetic, so happy. She'd lost 24 pounds in just over 3 weeks. And most of all, she looked so young and vibrant, I could hardly believe it. She'd rewound the clock and transformed her body in, what, just 22 days? Emotion overwhelmed me, and I choked my greetings out, tears welling up in my eyes. Mark then appeared behind her, now looking leaner, stronger, and more confident. He'd started taking the tonic just 1 week ago, and he couldn't keep his hands off his gorgeous, toned wife. Even Jordan had lost the little belly he'd started to grow in recent months by doing what his mom did. I was astounded by the transformation in their bodies. The next day, I awoke feeling delighted for what had happened to my sister, especially as 1 week later, she emailed me the results from her blood tests. The results were mind-blowing. LDL cholesterol down from 172 to 102. Blood pressure down from 156/97 to 119/80. Blood sugar levels in the acceptable range. Susan lost a total of 33 pounds that month, and even if her results blew me away, I still wanted proof that this simple solution could help every kind of overweight person out there. I mean, maybe we just got lucky. But then, my solution was put to the test. 2 weeks later, my cousin Joe came to stay. He's a craft beer fan who loves watching football, was at least 50 pounds overweight, and pre-diabetic. And when Joe saw Susan's incredible transformation, he wanted in. So I got the ingredients together, typed them up, and printed them out. I included the powerful tonic, plus a few variations of it, and the short list of foods he had to avoid to lose however much weight he wanted. Of course, Joe didn't give up his craft beer, or even his favorite mac and cheese that he enjoyed every Friday. But he ended up blitzing his belly fat even faster than Susan. He texted me a photo just 5 weeks later of a lean, younger-looking dude. I was about to ask him why he was sending me photos of other guys, when I realized it was actually him in the photo. He'd lost 40 pounds, and I could hardly recognize him. I got rid of my gut by propping up the bar 5 nights a week, he said in his text. But what I didn't count on was that Joe, being a big mouth, would go and tell everyone he knew in his local bar and his craft beer social media groups about the amazing fat loss solution he'd discovered. Very soon, I started getting 30 to 40 messages a day on Facebook from dozens of other beer fans, men and women, people of all ages. The results were crazy, an average of 21 pounds weight loss over the first 4 weeks. Here's what it did for Taylor, who just turned 40 and felt as though her weight was out of control. She was pre-diabetic, had high blood pressure, and was getting pains in her knees. She lost 33 pounds in a month and a half and couldn't be happier. And how about Amber, who's single and wanted to get slim for her vacation in Mexico? She's delighted about her new toned body and the sudden extra attention she's getting from guys she likes. And Steve here was blown away by how easy it was. He didn't think it would have any effect on him because he suffered from rebound weight gain and doesn't like exercising. But sure enough, the weight just dropped off his frame when he started with the Flat Belly Tonic program. My sister and Joe asked me to make this solution available on a website so they could send it out to their buddies. So that's what I did. The idea wasn't for this website to get out of control with visitors. It was only meant for close friends and family. For the next few months, we worked on improving the entire program so it'd be super easy to follow, being careful to pay attention to Dr. Tamaki's scientific reports, including all the best tested, most potent combinations of ingredients. Introducing the Okinawa Flat Belly Tonic System, the most potent fat cell destroying solution on the planet. The Okinawa Flat Belly Tonic System is now helping tens of thousands of people take back control of their weight and become free from belly fat. We included a bucket load of extra secret strategies sent by Dr. Tamaki, and I think you'll love it. In it, you'll find the most powerful belly fat busting foods that stave off hunger cravings all day long, meaning it's goodbye to the headaches and guilt binging on cookies or ice cream you get with diets. The most delicious recipes for effortlessly burning fat from morning to night. And yes, you'll love the tasty, sweet, fat-burning desserts. Breakthrough methods of powering up your daily energy levels as though you've been plugged into a high voltage socket and you can't find these hacks anywhere else. How to trick your body to sleep better, burn fat while you sleep, and enhance your waistline in the process. A powerful visualization method that makes it so much easier for you to develop unbeatable willpower and stay on track for your dream body. How to enhance libido for men and women, boosting your sex life and making your home life blissfully happy. The easiest way to reduce arthritic pain in your joints, meaning no more painful swelling and much more time doing the activities you love and playing with kids or grandkids. How to use a unique detox flush method to remove toxins from your vital organs, which you'll love doing because you can eat your favorite foods and still flatten your belly. And so much more. As well as the Flat Belly Tonic Complete Nutritional Program and the Flat Belly Tonic Drinks Plan, I've decided to throw in 3 more amazing bonus programs for free. Because I insist that you succeed in getting your dream body, and I want to give you every single chance of doing so. Free bonus 1 is your Quick Start Accelerator Plan. If you want to get in shape super fast for a family reunion, a vacation, a date, or just because you're sick and tired of belly fat, then the Quick Start Accelerator Plan can get you over the line in half the time. With these 5 combined body movements, not only will you burn fat even faster, you'll also tone your arms, legs, and belly to get maximum results in minimum time. The accelerator retails for $29, but today it's free with your order. Free bonus 2 is our energy-boosting smoothie recipes. Ever low on energy, tired, and get cravings for sweet foods? I know exactly how it is. Susan would be overwhelmed with cravings 3 or 4 days a week. But with these awesome pick-me-up smoothies, you can beat dangerous cravings and get a clear, calm focus all day long. These amazing smoothies are blended to rid you of the common daily toxins from your drinking water and plastic packaging. Because I know that shopping for these ingredients is the biggest headache, I've included a tailor-made shopping list for you too. Free bonus 3 is lifetime membership. When you sign up, you'll be welcomed to the Inner Membership Circle. This is where you'll receive all the most powerful cutting-edge health tips from qualified nutritionists who become part of the Flat Belly Tonic Project. Think of it as one-on-one coaching. Ask all the questions and get all the answers you need. You want results, and we want you to get them. You will succeed in losing all the weight you want with this powerful, scientifically proven system. You simply can't go wrong with the Flat Belly Tonic system. You've been in despair for years because it's so hard for you to lose belly fat and to keep it off. You've been overwhelmed and at a complete loss, and I totally understand how you feel right now. Believe me, I know exactly what you're going through because I saw the suffering, the agony, and the torture that my sister Susan suffered from. How no diet, supplement, or exercise program helped her lose fat, ever. How her son Jordan nearly drowned, and how she almost died of a heart attack trying to save him. How her marriage nearly fell apart, all because of her weight. It's not a fair world we live in. It can be brutally hard at the best of times. But every now and again, we get a glimpse of the brilliant bright light. And for me to share this 1 in a million amazing slimming discovery with you is one of those precious moments. Because this is the solution that will finally, at long last, give you a clear and direct path into a new world. A world where your clothes fit around your slender frame. A world where you can look into the mirror every morning and smile happily at the slim, toned body and face you see shining back at you. A world where people gape at your stunning toned physique, wondering what on earth your secret is. Where you have endless energy to play with your kids or grandkids, and without any pain. A world where you are confident, slim, and happy. Not just for a few weeks, not even for a few months, forever. How does that feel? Because to me, it feels like a gift from above just to be able to share this solution with you. I am opening the door for you to a wonderful life. All you have to do is walk through it. How much is this new lease of life worth to you? What would you give for all of this right now? What would make it a fair price for you to change almost every aspect of your life for the better? Your body, your face, your attractiveness, your confidence, your happiness, your energy, your life expectancy. I know many people reading this would be delighted to pay $400 right away if they knew it would help them transform their lives and help them live 20 or 30 years longer. It'd be a no-brainer, an easy decision. But we both know $400 is too much for most folk. So I'm going to make it super easy for you to make this decision. I never expected this website to go viral, but it did. And to keep this project alive, I do have to ask you to contribute to help to bring this solution to you and millions of other members of the public. But I'm not going to slap a $197 price tag on it. I'm not even going to ask you for $97 either. And even though most weight loss solutions will set you back several $100 a month and guarantee you sweet nothing, I flat refuse to go down that path. So for the measly sum of just $77, you can get your hands on the Flat Belly Tonic solution right now and get started in 3 minutes time. But you know what? I'm gonna go one better if you act now. I'll take a big risk and give you an irresistible huge discount. Now, you may not see this discount ever again if you dither and delay and come back in an hour. But because I'd like for you to get the best deal possible for your body, your happiness, and yes, your life, I'm going to pull $40 out of my own pocket to make this entire solution available to you right now for just $37. Deal? I mean, you're getting your hands on several $100s worth of powerful weight loss insider information here for a few cents a day. That's gotta make sense. You're one of the lucky few getting access to solution that you simply won't find anywhere else. Not in stores, not elsewhere online, and not at your doctor's. So go right ahead, take advantage of this one-off massive reduction, and get started on a new journey to the best life you can have by clicking the order button below. And because I know how important this is for you, I've made it very easy for you to make this decision because I'm giving you the super solid guarantee that the Flat Belly Tonic solution will either blow your mind or you get refunded every cent you've paid. You have a full 60 days to try it out before deciding. That means that today, you don't decide anything. You click on the order button and fill in your details, then decide in 20, 30, or even 60 days if this is worth it. My aim is to give you at least 5 times the value of what you invested. If you get any less than 5 times the value of what you paid, I don't want your cash. You'll get every cent back. And what's more, if you're not fully satisfied, I'll not only refund you, I'll give you $250 worth of health programs for free. I know this sounds crazy, but that's how much I believe in this solution. Let's just say that today is a special day. Because acting right now will not only get you the super discounted deal, you'll also get these 2 additional amazing bonus programs when you sign up that I want you to have as my way of thanking you for trusting me. Free bonus 4 is the Fat Destroying Video Program. Discover all the key methods, superfoods, and shortcuts to blitz your belly fat in the Flat Belly Tonic videos. Simply watch the videos on your computer, tablet, or your phone whenever you like to get access to all the key weight loss strategies to lose as much weight as you like. Need to lose 100, 50, 30, or just 10 pounds? The key steps are right here in this easy-to-follow video series. Free bonus 5 is the Flat Belly Tonic audio program. The Flat Belly Tonic powerful audio program is designed to help you get to your ideal weight even faster. It's now proven to boost results for 95% of women and 93% of men. All you need to do is sit back and listen to the empowering words to take control of your body and your weight. It'll be like slimming on autopilot. You'll find it all so easy to beat cravings, to stay on track with high motivation, and to keep your energy levels optimal. To recap, You'll get the full Flat Belly Tonic Nutrition System, including the belly fat destroying drinks, the nutrition hacks that shut down the inflammatory protein, the Quick Start Accelerator Plan, the energy boosting smoothies, Inner Circle VIP membership, the video program, and even the audio motivator tracks. Over $400 worth of value for your health, enough to add 2 decades or more to your life. Enough to transform your life forever. And all you need to do is click below to get immediate access. Once you do, you'll be taken to a secure encrypted page that looks like this. Fill in your details here and get started within 2 minutes. You'll be able to contact our helpful customer service team if you have any questions. We stand by our product and agree that you'll get 5 times more value than whatever you invest. You'll be able to access the entire program on your computer, smartphone, or tablet. It's all very simple for you to proceed and get your hands on this life-changing system. And if you change your mind, or if you're not blown away by the results, remember, you get a full 60 days to decide. 60 days is more than enough because most people see positive results in the first week. I don't want you to miss out on this. It's far too valuable. So go ahead, click below and get started on this exciting journey to a new you. If you still haven't taken action yet, maybe it's because you still have some questions I need to answer. So I'll go ahead and do that now. I'm very busy. Will I have time to follow Flat Belly Tonic? Look, we know how many super busy people are out there, and we've thought of that, which is why we've made the system super quick, simple, and easy to understand. We've done all the hard work of finding the grocery items you need, how to measure out the quantities for powerful fat burning, and how to mix it all easily. You even have a full 100 recipes for any time of the day. With Flat Belly Tonic, you'll have more free time instead of less. Will I have to restrict foods like I do with diets? No, you won't. Remember, Flat Belly Tonic is not a diet. You do have to avoid some of the fake health foods that we expose and replace them with tasty, fat-burning foods we recommend. But there's no starving or restricting, and therefore no headaches and fatigue. You can even enjoy your favorite foods and experience pure energy. I might be too old to do this. Will it work for me? We've designed the system so it works for people of any age, even over 80. So whether you're 25, 55, or 75, you'll get results, and in record time. Reports show it actually works better for people over 40. Does this system help both men and women lose weight? Yes, absolutely. It makes no difference. Many people who sign up to use Flat Belly Tonic are men who get back the impressive new physique of their early 20s. Many folk like to follow the program together as a couple and find they get awesome results in less time this way. Is this a single payment? Yes, it is. To access Flat Belly Tonic, you'll only need to send a single payment of $37, and it's completely safe and secure. Are my details safe? Yes. The payment page uses fully secured and encrypted technology, the same one used by banks to process your order. Then, your personal information is secure and confidential. What happens when I click on the order button? You'll be taken right to a secure payments page. Simply fill in your details and get instant access to the full Flat Belly Tonic system and all 5 bonus programs. Get started and click below to start your new life now.